It is not the strongest of the speeches that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the ones most responsive to change. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete.
Egypt. 7,000 years of history, 7,000 years of life experience, filled with success and tribulation, victory and defeat, happiness and sorrow, prosperity and poverty. We play our part in history. We attempt to be responsive to change, make the existing model obsolete. The growth and success CEOSS has experienced in the past 3 years across all its programs has been exciting to witness. With the fast-paced change taking place in the globe, the region, and specifically Egypt, we as civil society actors assume a greater role in changing the lives of people and shaping a better country. We utilized our experiences and resources to achieve our mission to help over 2 million people. That included poor and marginalized citizens, religious leaders, intermediate leaders, and peacekeepers live better lives. We managed to educate over 90,000 people with illiteracy all over the country. Around 200,000 citizens benefited from healthcare interventions. Around 126,000 small farmers and breeders were economically empowered. And over 200,000 loans with a value of $58 million were disbursed to combat poverty and unemployment. CEOSS is all about human beings, their capacity, their intellect, and their surroundings. The approaches and programs have been designed to cover a comprehensive and complementing range for human beings in Egypt. On every shot, you will see the true inner workings of CEOSS, the engine that keeps us running strong. You will see faces, smiles, curious and determined eyes, passionate hearts, and boundary-pushing minds. In short, our people.
We don't inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children.
Local development has always been in the forefront of our work. Through our programs, we aim to change reality and the starting point for our children. During the past 3 years, CEOSS focused on improving the economic conditions of the underprivileged in an attempt to combat poverty and unemployment. Technology has been a cornerstone in our efforts of combating unemployment, whether through Beehive website, Souqtel mobile application, or local-based computer centers.
اتخرجت وكنت بدور على وظيفة، لقيت ان الدنيا صعبة شوية لاني محتاجين ناس بياخدوا كورسات او واخدين كورسات، يعني لغات، كمبيوتر، حاجات كده. بعد كده اصحابي قالوا لي على المنحة اللي منزلاها الهيئة الإنجليزية، رحت انا وهم وقدمنا فيها. بمساعدة طبعا الهيئة وإرشاداتهم لينا إن في وظائف في الحتة الفلانية وظائف في الحتة الفلانية. قدمنا استيفيهات واتقبلت واشتغلت سكرتارية خدمة عملاء.
All these efforts came fruitful in cooperation with private sector companies, government entities, and local partners in working communities.
I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved.
CEOSS seeks unemployed or low-income individuals or groups who would otherwise have no other means of gaining financial services. We have aimed to give low-income Egyptians an opportunity to become self-sufficient by providing microloans.
اتعرفت على الهيئة في 2013، تعاملت معاهم بأول قرض ب 3000 جنيه، تمديت معاهم لحد 2016 وصلت ل 15000. بالنسبة للتعامل مع الهيئة يعني زود دخلي وخلى إمكانياتي في تعليم أولادي مدرسة خاصة، يعني مستواي اتحسن عن الأول.
بديت مشروعي ب 200 جنيه، كان مشروعي كانت ترابيزة وكنبة، وبعد كده حبيت ان انا اكبر مشروعي، بدأت بكشك خشب، وبعد كده برضو كبرت الكارد وبرضو وسعت وخدت برضو من كارد كبير في كل مرة وكنت بكبر.
Egypt is known as one of the oldest agricultural civilizations. The agriculture sector forms a large portion of the national income. Yet small farmers and breeders are marginalized and deprived of their rights. CEOSS work to enable small farmers to access subsidized agriculture inputs and services, to increase the productivity while linking farmers to profitable markets. There has been a major geographical expansion in CEOSS agricultural programs and a notable increase in the number of beneficiaries, reaching around 127,000 small farmers and breeders.
لا أنا غيرت أولاً في عمل حتى بالنسبة للكومبستات، أنا كل مخلفات الزرع دي بشيلها وأشغلها. جابت لي مصدرين شركات هنا وبتعرفني حتى الزرعة إن أنا بزرعها بشوفها توفر لي قبل ما أزرعها.
In the field of housing, CEOSS continued to improve the living conditions of the poorest Egyptians. We also implemented environmental models designed to reduce pollution that affects public health.
في الأول كان بطوبة كده اللي هي البلوك ده، فكان مخرم يعني، وكانت بتطلع منه حشرات صراصير وفئران. الفئران ما كانتش مخلينا حاجة في البيت خالص، فقالوا لنا قدموا في ناس ما تدوا قروض وكده عند الأستاذ ظريف. عملت محرت، بدأت أمحر، عطوني أول دفعة وبعد كده الدفعة الثانية.
Founded on its development approach and Egypt's international commitments, CEOSS has designed its programs and interventions to be part of the changes for the working children, street children, and people with disabilities. Education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. School education process enhancement and illiteracy have been an important focus for CEOSS education program. Our illiteracy partnership with the Egyptian private sector has yielded the award for highest passing rate record in 1 year.
ودي كانت رسالة بنحب نوصلها، أن الدولة والمجتمع المدني والقطاع الخاص في مصر يمكن أن يقوم معاً بعمل مهم جداً، التعليم حرية.
CEOSS Curriculum Department worked on empowering and enabling practitioners and CBOs through developing educational resources which can be utilized as facilitating tools during meetings with beneficiaries to manage the development work with more efficient manner. The health convoys, in combination with the referral system and performance of high-quality standard operations in Horus Hospital and other institutions, have made the health program stand out as a sustainable model that would link the beneficiaries to have right to have access to comprehensive health services.
الحمد لله يعني كان معاملته معايا كويسة، وحتى لما في مرة اتأخرنا الدكتورة والله قاعد مستنينا لغاية ما جينا، إن مسافتنا بعيدة من جرجة والمنيا وكده يعني.
The only disability in life is a bad attitude. Through our public accessibility projects, Mobile Unit Employment and Equipment Workshop, we try to work on our projects to ensure that people with disabilities are rooted to their constitutional rights.
أنا لازم أشكر الهيئة الإنجليزية اللي أتاحت لي الفرصة إن أنا أطلع للمجتمع، بس عايز أقولها على حاجة. أنا دخلتك وأنا صغير، مش هطلع غير وأنا ميت، ده بدي الآخر.
Working children and school dropouts have been long-lasting problems in Egypt. CEOSS has sought, through its partners, to enhance working conditions and achieve family economic empowerment through the children elected committees to rehabilitate children on health, psychology, education, and economic capability. There was always space for fast intervention in a time of emergency needs. We have worked to support people in a balance between our rights-based approach and immediate emergency needs. The cornerstone of our work is our local partners. Our capacity building efforts have helped them to apply the rights-based approach in all our work together. Board members, social workers, elected committees, government representatives, and media professionals had their capacities raised to build a sustainable web of relationships within the areas of our work. As a leading agent in change of Egyptian society, CEOSS with its partners promotes citizens' access to their rights through the adoption of local and national level advocacy campaigns. The inclusion of people with disabilities in various aspects of life is a main component of CEOSS inclusion, awareness, and accessibility efforts. These efforts include prioritizing people with disabilities' rights in constitutional articles with the same phrasing presented to the Constitution Formulation Committee, advocating for media to adopt the issue of disability, and advocating for construction's accessibility measures at public and service-providing institutions. CEOSS' role in people with disabilities issues has been acknowledged by various institutions at national, regional, and international levels.
فابتديت عضو شبكة ل5 جمعيات في مدينة بيبا، وابتدى الدنيا تيجي وتروح والاحتكاك المباشر من بناء القدرات والتنمية البشرية، واللي أنا إزاي أتواصل مع المجتمع وآليات التواصل، واللي أنا إزاي أكون صاحب قضية.
CEOSS has contributed to the establishment of the Arab Office of the International Disability Organization, which includes 13 Arab countries. The Egyptian Forum for Disability, established through CEOSS, was invited to draft a disability law for the Parliament to review. Through child protection committees, CEOSS enhances and reviews the legislations related to child labor. In the field of health, CEOSS continued to engage in the national campaign for combating female genital mutilation, activating the decree for inclusion of identified hepatitis C patients, adopting the activation of pre-marriage examination law, adopting the issue of including ophthalmology in the basic service packages in poor communities. CEOSS has also been advocating for small farmers' rights and prioritizing them in the Constitution in terms of fair irrigation water quotas and provision of production requisites.
If we are to have peace on earth, our loyalties must transcend our race, our tribe, our class, and our nation. And this means we must develop a world perspective.
Sustainable community change is concurrent with a cultural change. Forum for Intercultural Dialogue has been exerting numerous efforts to promote cultural change on many different fronts through its intermediary role to impact public opinion. 8 FID participants became parliamentarians. Protocols with the Ministry of Culture, Family House, and universities.
لعب أصدقاء الهيئة في أماكن مختلفة دور في وقت فتن وفي مواجهة أعمال عنف عديدة، وكان مثل يعني جهة إنذار وإنذار مبكر وإطفاء حرائق.
What I would like to talk about the FID itself is that I totally believe that it's empowering the youth. I understand that I turn to be empowered by the skills and by the talents to understand my society.
Religion remains a central element of Egyptian communities. The Religious Leaders Program addresses their role in spreading values of peace building through renewal of religious discourse and encouraging local initiatives.
لأول مرة في تاريخ مصر إن يلاقوا شيخ زي الشيخ إبراهيم رايح القسيس في الكنيسة المجاورة زي دكتور إكرام لمعي، وبنحاول إن إحنا نخلق مناسبات مشتركة وقواسم مشتركة من خلالها بيتم إرسال عدة رسائل بطريقة غير مباشرة أننا نحترم المختلف في العقيدة.
The Media Professionals Program targets local media individuals aiming to address their vital role in enlightening the society.
من الحاجات اللي فادتني انه انا ابتديت بعد كده وانا بكتب انه اخد بالي من كلمات مفردات بسيطه ومفردات اتعودنا نكتبها وبقت مسلمات بالنسبه لنا. ابتديت اخد بالي انه لا، المفردات دي المفروض ما اكتبهاش. ابتديت ادرك انه في الاخر ده هو بيكتب مختلف عني، ده مش هو غلط ولا انا غلط، بس احنا الاثنين انا هو باصص من زاويه وانا باصه من زاويه، ولو احنا الاثنين جبنا وجهات نظرنا فالموضوع هيبقى اكثر ثراء يعني.
The academics, university students and young innovators programs have given them the platform to present views on human rights, development, art, and science through 133 workshops, events, and 16 local initiatives. Opinion makers are key in our strategy to influence Egyptian society. Their continuous exposure on media channels gives them the chance to spread FID dialogue conclusions. 22 conferences were held addressing many topics, some of which were discussed in cabinet meetings. As we are always keen on working with the grassroots of our communities, the institutional capacity building and the local leaders programs work on empowering NGOs representatives and community leaders to assume a greater role in their communities and execute initiatives to promote values of coexistence and solve disputes.
في احترام كبير للخصوصية عند كل واحد، لكن كان العمل المشترك الحقيقي هو ازاي يكون الأعمال هو الشاهد الأمين للمجتمع إنه إمكانية التعايش المشترك موجودة.
FID international programs seek to bridge the gap between Arabs and the West by providing a space for dialogue in a world where hatred and misunderstanding are increasing among nations and people.
Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of creative alternatives for responding to conflict, alternatives to passive or aggressive responses, alternatives to violence.
The trainings resulted in local and regional initiatives done by the participants to promote peace-building values and manage crisis. In the cultural context, FID opened the floor for citizens to share their visions and advocate for their rights through numerous activities, including renewal of religious discourse in Arab communities through workshops. Recommendations were sent to the President's Office, Ministry of Endowments, and Christian institutions to issue decisions to regulate religious discourse in Egypt. FID media professionals adopted a TV campaign to promote peaceful coexistence between Muslims and Christians. Dar al-Thaqafa was set up as a literacy committee in 1952 to prepare materials for the growing literacy program in rural Egypt. It grew to become one of the largest Christian publishing houses in the Middle East. Through our 10 bookstores all over Egypt, we seek to raise the cultural awareness of people through selling Dar al-Thaqafa and other publications. The achievements we experienced would not have been possible without your input and commitment to our work. You are the core, the heart of CEOSS. Thank you for helping shape us into who we are today.